Welcome to our episode about handling a child's illness at home. Mark, last night was tough for your family, wasn't it? Can you paint a picture of what happened?
Absolutely. Our daughter was burning up with a fever and couldn't settle down. Lily, my wife, stayed up most of the night, giving her medicine and trying to comfort her.
That's a familiar scene for many parents. When you say burning up, what exactly did you notice about her symptoms?
She felt hot to the touch, especially on her forehead, and she was shivering a bit. She had a cough and said her throat hurt too.
Let's focus on the language you use, phrases like she had a fever or she didn't sleep well. Why is the past simple tense so important in these conversations?
We use it to talk about symptoms or events that happened earlier, like she coughed a lot last night or she didn't eat dinner. It helps others understand when things occurred.
Right. It also makes it clear whether the issue is ongoing or has changed. For example, she had a fever tells us it might be over now.
Exactly. And it's more natural than saying she has a fever if things have improved since then.
Shifting focus, how do you express concern or empathy in English when your child is sick?
I often say things like, "Poor thing, she looked exhausted," or "It scared me to see her so weak." These phrases show you care and are emotionally involved.
That emotional vocabulary is vital, especially for parents. It helps create a supportive environment, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Even simple phrases like "hang in there" can make a big difference when talking to your partner or your child.
Let's discuss practical steps. How do you describe what you did for your child during the illness?
We use verbs like, "We gave her some medicine" or "I checked her temperature every hour." These past actions reassure others that you're attentive.
And including details like, we kept her hydrated with warm tea, helps paint a full picture, right?
Yes, and saying "we let her rest as much as possible" also conveys care through action.
Moving to next steps, at what point do you consider calling the pediatrician?
If her fever doesn't go down after medicine, or she's struggling to breathe, we call. We often say, "Do you think we should call the doctor?" to discuss the decision together.
That makes sense. Balancing when to wait and when to seek help is a common dilemma. How do you reach a decision as a team?
We watch her symptoms closely, take notes if needed, and talk through our concerns. If in doubt, we usually err on the side of caution.
Let's compare. How can parents tell the difference between a simple cold and something more serious like the flu?
A cold usually means mild symptoms: runny nose, slight cough, maybe a low fever. The flu often causes higher fevers, body aches, and more fatigue. It can come on suddenly.
That's helpful. Studies show that the flu leads to more missed school days and doctor visits for children compared to colds. So, stronger symptoms are a red flag.
Right. And if your child can't keep fluids down or seems very listless, it's time to get medical advice.
Let's return to last night. How do you describe a restless night in English, both emotionally and practically?
We might say, "She tossed and turned all night," or "None of us got much sleep." Emotionally, you could add, "I was worried every time she coughed."
Combining those details like, she woke up every hour and I felt helpless, helps listeners connect to your experience.
Exactly. It's about sharing both the facts and how you felt, which is key for close family conversations.
Now, let's focus on supporting each other as parents. What phrases help you reassure your partner during tough nights?
I'll say, "You're doing great," or "We're getting through this together." It's important to recognize each other's efforts and patience.
That mutual support can reduce stress. Even saying, let's take turns resting, can help share the load.
Absolutely. Parenting teamwork is essential, especially when exhaustion sets in.
Let's transition to recovery. How do you discuss your child's progress using English expressions?
We might say, "She seems a bit better this morning," or "Her fever finally broke." For ongoing care, phrases like "We're keeping an eye on her" are common.
That gives a sense of cautious optimism. It's also useful to mention, she's eating a little more, or her energy is coming back, to track improvement.
Exactly. Positive but realistic updates help everyone stay informed and hopeful.
To wrap up, let's encourage our listeners to practice. How can they role-play similar conversations in English at home?
Try describing a past scenario like, "My son had a sore throat last week." Use phrases from today, such as "We gave him medicine" or He didn't sleep well.
Also, practice expressing emotions. I was worried, or I hope he feels better soon. It helps make your English sound more natural and caring.
Exactly. The more you use these structures and phrases, the more confident and empathetic you'll become in real-life situations.